Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer, and I got a review for you today. Today we're going to be talking about from Image Comics and Skybound Productions, Void Rivals, issue number 2, written by Robert Kirkman, art by Lorenzo De Felici. Say that with me, De Felici. We got colors by Matheas Lopes and letters by Rus Wooton. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. No disrespect. Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe on this guy's channel. It helps. I'm telling you, I need those likes, the comments, subscribe. Go ahead and hit the like right now. It's easy. Alright, it's all free. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the bell if you're so inclined. You never know when I'm going to be dropping videos. I don't have a schedule here. So let's get into it, right? Void Rivals. The first issue was phenomenal, but just in case you didn't read it, I did review the first one, but I'll kind of briefly catch you up. So we are dealing with two like warring factor species. We got the Argurians and the Zeterans, something like that. We're gonna call them the Agros and the Zerdan, I don't know. But basically we got these two warring factions. They got marooned on, these two pilots got marooned on a planet. Both their ships were messed up. They did end up finding another ship on the planet, which turned out to be a transformer that had been there forever. It was Starfire, and he ended up, or Jetfire, I don't know, don't quote me on. But he ended up taking off, leaving them stranded, and that's kind of where we left the first issue off with. Kind of the cliffhanger was finding out that these two warring factors were more alike than we know. So basically starts out and we get like pretty much the backstory on why they're what these two races are, where they come from, kind of thing. So we got the sacred ring. Now I'm going to tell you a lot of this was kind of confusing but straightforward at the same time, if that makes any sense. All I got out of it was pretty much we got the Agarians and we got the Zerdanans, and basically they were at one time together and they worked in unison, and for some reason they started warring. Thousands of years later, so many years later, they don't really know exactly why they're warring. It's just continued because of tradition, kind of thing, and that's where we are. So right now we find out that both species are hurting for resources. We also find out that both their planets are around a dying sun. So we kind of go back to why they were marooned in the first place, and we find out it's because of a comet. They're after the ice that's on this comet. Basically at this point it's like a race, and the Derek, that's the guy that we're following. The girl is Solili. But basically they got the information first about the comet, and that's kind of what it is. It's a race to get there first. We have a scene over here where Derek's greeted by his father. We find out that, and we kind of heard a little bit, but we see that Derek is a little bit rebellious and his father's kind of tired of it. There is this mention that if he doesn't get the ice or whatever, that he might as well not come back, kind of thing. So we learn a little bit that he ends up taking off. They use the sacred ring to basically make it through this event horizon, which is the black hole itself, and they use it to teleport. Our guy has a hand robot that basically once they go through the event horizon, they pass out. The hand robot revives him. Once he is revived, for some reason he ends up taking off his helmet, and he's looking at this scene we got going on here. We got the dying sun, we got the event horizon that he just passed through, and for some reason the ring starts talking to him. He ends up taking off his helmet. When he takes off his helmet, that's when it starts talking to him, and it kind of it basically tells him that that these two warring factions, and we get here's the close-ups of the Zeteronians and the Argaudian. I'm bad with names, guys. Argarians and the Zerdonians. That's the best I can do. But basically, in this message, they're telling them that they used to be one and they need to be one again. And then basically he comes out of his like vision, or this thing talking to him. And it comes to that moment where the hand robot's like, hey, you need to wake up. I don't know why you took off your helmet. The comment's almost there. And that's kind of, right before we ended up, coming in contact with these two characters in the first issue. So we go back to present time, and it's basically these two, and they're disputing about how, like, they both hate each other. They're both, like, born to kill each other. But at this one moment, they got to work together to get off the planet, kind of thing. And that's exactly what they do. Using both of their intellects, brawn, strength, pride, everything, they end up, kind of making a makeshift rocket to get off the planet that they're marooned on. There's a couple different moments, like this comet that's passing by, and the girl, so Lily, all she can think about is, man, those resources would really help my people. There's a bunch of back talk about, like, what I mentioned before about how they're bred and, to kill each other, basically, being enemies, from the get-go kind of thing. In this conversation, mainly the guy is kind of the one that has the positive outlook. Look, we are warring kind of thing. No one knows what it's about. But basically, he's trying to get off this rock. He's like, hey, it's not going to, help either of us if we both kill each other here, or if we die of starvation kind of thing. So why don't we get off the planet, and then we find out what we do afterwards kind of thing. And like I said, that's exactly what they do. They do use this rocket to get off the planet. Their plan is to get out, farther enough into space where they can send a deep space message, because at the moment they have no idea where they are. Following that comet, and for some reason going through the event horizon kind of messed up the trajectories, and they ended up where they ended up, and they don't know where they are. As they are, heading out, they end up getting this, like, a signal that something was incoming. At first it looked like an asteroid, which you can see it is an asteroid, but there's something attached to the asteroid, some kind of, like, base device kind of thing. But it ends up, like, it ends up grabbing them and taking them in. As soon as they, start getting, I guess, abducted by this big asteroid ship thing. So Lily grabs her weapon and is like, we need to be ready to attack. The guy is like, maybe we should try hello and welcomes, that kind of thing first. But before they even get the chance, it doesn't matter, because so Lily's probably right, but we get to see another cliffhanger, like, entrance of a character. And I kind of had to look this one up. So his name is, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Skulloid? It's right there if it'll zoom in. You can freeze frame it if you want to. It's SKUXXOID. Skuxoid. Okay, so who he is, he's from the Transformer universe, and they're basically like slavers or like bounty hunters, that kind of thing. I'm not familiar with him. I had to actually look him up because I wasn't sure what franchise he was from. I knew he was from somewhere. I recognized him, but didn't recognize him enough, kind of thing. But when I looked him up, it did say he was from the Transformer universe. But basically he's saying, hey, you are captured, kind of thing. And that's where this issue leaves off. We get some, kind of concept designs. We get Robert Kirkman telling us about how the letters page works, and that's kind of all we get. We do get a cover preview to the next issue, but that's basically it. It looks like they're, our two heroes are going to be fighting their way out of this, kind of slaver, massive ship, because, I mean, their ship was like that big, and this ship, I don't know. But fantastic. The art, the story, everything. I'm loving this so much. I mean, if you read the letters pages at the back of this, if you're following the comic book world, the #1 book sold out so quick. It's already on the second print. I'm pretty sure we'll go to a third and a fourth. But Void Rivals is phenomenal. And there's so many thoughts, there's so many cameos from other books that both of these people have done that I really want to see show up in this, and not just the Transformer Energon universe, which is nice too, but I want to see some Skybound, created entities show up, maybe some Walking Dead or Chroma, or who knows, I don't know. But that's my review. That's all I got for you. All I can say is I love it. It's nice. It's a masterpiece in the making kind of thing. Let me know down below what you're thinking, what your thoughts on this book. I will say that the only thing that did kind of bother me about this issue, and it's a small complaint, and all Image books are like this, but I want to say this one had a teeny more ads than a normal Image book. I think it's like 6 pages of ads at the back of this. Maybe it was a shorter story or something, I don't know. Small complaint. I mean, every book has ads, right? But that's all I got for you guys. That's my review. I will let you go.